Hello, I am Kimberly McLemore and welcome to another episode of 360 and Me. As you can see, I'm in a different space here within my home, and of course I'm going to be talking about home decorating tips for under $20. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, like I said, I am in a different space, which is my dining room area, and I am going to show you how you can set up your table at a very low price. Each one of these items that are sitting on this table costs $1 each. So if you decide to go with all the pieces here, it will cost you $5 to set up one table setting, which is pretty reasonable, right? So showing you how to accessorize your table is an important thing to do if you're kind of picky like me when it comes to wanting to have nice things. But the one thing that's important to think about when you are setting up your dining room area, make sure that you spend money on the quality things that you need to spend them on, such as your table setting, your table itself, your chairs, and whatever else you decide to choose for the environment of your dining room area, right? And of course, not everybody has a dining room area. They may only have a kitchen area, or they may only have the stool and bar type look in the portion of the kitchen area, but you can still utilize the same type of table setting that I'm going to show you how to put together today for literally $5. So the first thing that I have here is a placemat. Not everybody loves a placemat, but for my particular table, I wanted a placemat because if you can see the uniqueness of my table, it looks like it's made out of concrete, right? Well, that's because it is. It's a different type of format, and so the darkness on the table, I wanted to bring out certain colors and I wanted to bring out certain tones, but I also wanted to make sure that those tones kind of coordinated a little bit with what's going on with the rest of the home down here on this level. And if you know me, I love the color blues, I love blacks, I love natural colors that are relaxing but yet still have a little bit of fun and bring out that pop, right? So this actual placemat is what really drew out the thought of like, hey, you know, I want to have something more on this table, but I hadn't found it yet. I bought this placemat for $1, and I'm going to tell you where later on, probably 2-3 years ago, and I hadn't really picked everything else that I wanted to utilize this placemat for, but it all came together here recently, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. So the beautiful part about this placemat, like I said, are the coloring, the color tones. They just pop out to me. But the main tone and the main color that I am going to be utilizing is going to be the teal. And I will show you later how you can use the teal as well as the dark blue that you will see, that you can actually see in this placemat as a part of the table. So the next piece I want to talk about that I like to use is what they call a charger plate. You're probably wondering, why do you need a charger plate and what is its purpose? The charger plate is essentially the plate that you put on the very bottom of all your dishes because it really does stand out. And for those who may not want to use an actual placemat, you may only want to use a charger plate. And it gives its unique, beautiful look itself. So it's fancy. It doesn't, you know, like I said, costs a lot, but it really does make your table setting look very nice. And this charger plate, you're wondering, gold. There's nothing in that placemat or anything around me that looks like it's gold, right? Doesn't matter, because there is something unique about each one of these pieces and the reason why I chose this color tone of gold. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. So the first thing you do is you put this beautiful piece, this charger plate down. Then the next piece I want to talk about real quickly, of course, is the large plate. Notice the color. It goes with that beautiful teal that I was pointing out on the placemat, right? The other thing, you probably aren't going to notice it right up front, but the reason why I picked the color that I chose on the charger plate is because each one of these pieces have a beautiful goldish brown around the whole plate itself, on the liner part of the plate. So that alone needed to stand out, and that's the reason why I chose the color of the charger plate that I did. But all you do, real simply, is put the regular plate on top of the charger plate, and ooh, move this out the way. You can start to see things coming together, and it looks very professional, and it's beautiful. This is exactly what everything needs to look like when you start out. And the funny part about it is, if these are the only two pieces that you wanted to use, you can just use those two pieces. From here, you can put your regular table settings, your fork, your knives, your spoons, and also you can put your napkin with the napkin holder, and you can lay that right on top. There's a lot of different things you can do. I'm just going to show you the quickest and simplest way to set up your table without feeling like you're fighting over the process of, oh, what am I going to do with my table today to make it look good, right? So we have the two pieces here. Actually, we have the three. We have the placemat, charger plate, and the big, large eating plate. Now I'm going to add this cute, beautiful little tiny, of course, side plate that will go on top. And the beauty too about each one of these pieces is that they are well put together. Even for $1, they're quality. I don't have to worry about them falling apart if I put food on it, you know, something melting on it, and because it's cheap. You don't have to overspend in order to accessorize and to make your table look good. So we're gonna put this right here. It's coming together. Another piece added, and it looks professionally done, and it looks nice. And the last piece I want to add, which I think is a nice touch, is your bowl. Put the bowl right on top. Boom. That bowl, this whole setting looks like somebody else just came in and did, like you bought it this way, already done. This is exactly how your table setting should look. Very nicely put together. All these pieces, there are 5 total pieces. If you decide to go with the placemat, if you decide not to go with the placemat, you only have the 4. They only cost $1 a piece. So that's pretty doggone good when you can set up a whole table for 4 for literally $25 or less. Can't beat that. And of course, I said, the more pieces that you add, the more expensive it can get. But even for $1, you know, even if you spent $50, depending on the size of your table, that is very, very reasonable to set up a nice table setting. And the good part about pre-setting your table setting is that, you know, holidays are coming around the corner, or if you have family and friends in town and you want to have your space look unique and beautiful, guess what? It's already done for you because you've already preset. And the other nice thing about having a setting like this is that you can set this same setting anywhere else within your environment, in your kitchen environment. So if you have a kitchen setting in there, you can do the same thing. If you don't have a dining room area, no big deal. So just remember, like I said, each one of these pieces were $1. I'm also going to show you how I have completed the whole table, so you'll get to see that, how beautiful I'm utilizing the color tones, and not just the teal, but the blue as well. And you will see how putting a centerpiece in the table also makes it beautifully stand out on its own. One thing about your table, it should not overtake the whole room, but it should stand out on its own. And that's exactly what I have showed you here today by utilizing these pieces. And I want to tell you now, because I know you're wondering, well, is she going to tell us where she got these pieces from? Yeah, I am. Go to Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree store is exactly where I found it. I have to tell you the quick story. I walked in the Dollar Tree and ta-da! It was staring me in the face saying, please buy me. I could not walk past without noticing the color. It was exactly what I have been looking for quite some time. And so that's where I got my pieces for my table. Like I said, I'd already bought the placemats several years ago and never actually completed the table. Now the table is complete, and I hope that you enjoyed looking at how this table is and get some ideas of your own. And remember, you don't have to overspend. Go to these places, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar stores, General Dollar stores. You can really truly set up your home and decorate and put all your accessories for really, really reasonable prices. But always remember to spend your money on the things that you need to keep and that you can have and that you can move from place to place. And that's what's important. And that's the main thing about decorating. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode of 360 and Me. I will be back again with another great episode of 360 on my home decorating soon. So take care.